Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this live workout today. I'm Gretchen, founder of Balance to the Core, and welcome to my channel. So, we are going to be working with the big ball today. And I really do have to thank my online Pilates membership because they got me back on the ball. It had been years since I taught a class on the big stability ball, and there were lots of requests for it this month. So I created a full body workout for them. And I thought, hey, maybe you guys would be interested too in having a little big ball workout. I love the big ball because honestly, you can't cheat. You cannot cheat on the big ball. So it is, it can get pretty intense, but just kind of do what you can. Enjoy it. I find that the first time going through a new routine with the big ball, you're just kind of trying to get the routine, which I don't believe in. I really believe in connecting with movement versus getting the choreography. But I do have to say that when you do a big ball workout, the second, third time is so much better because it is going to allow you to connect more because you're going to anticipate what I'm doing. And that is going to really help you in getting results versus trying to get the moves. So do this a few times and see what happens that kind of third, fourth time. Um, and if you like these workouts and you would like to have a little bit more of a sort of program, I have a 5-day Pilates program where it's all about finding your center, digging deep into your abdominals. And you have 5 days to do it because it's about repetition, because we learn through repetition and really fine tuning the simple basic moves. And by the fifth day, you really get the feeling in your abs. You certainly will feel your abs. And then you're going to be able to take that into everything else that you do during your day, all your other physical activities. So it's an awesome 5-day program. I'll put the link in the description below, or you can just head over to balancetothecore.com. All right, enough of me talking. Let's get started, okay? So you can either start um, standing or kneeling. So I'm going to start kneeling. You can do the same thing standing. And what you're looking for is just really finding your pelvis right over your knees. And if you're standing, right over your feet. All right. And really finding your center by drawing it in and nice posture. So we're just going to take our hands on the ball. If you're standing, you're just holding the ball and you're going to roll down. And then as you scoop your belly, just sort of push the ball out to find a little stretch here. And then dragging that ball back in. And again, roll it down. If you're standing, your ball will then touch the floor, and then you'll roll it out and kind of bend your knees as you stretch. Don't overthink these. This is just about getting sort of mobility back into your spine. Just enjoying the movement. Now roll up, and you're going to grab that ball, hold it on either side. And as you kind of put pressure into that ball a little bit, find your back muscles, and we're going to stretch that ball up. And give me a side bend, up and over, and up and over. And then bring that ball right to your thighs. Push into you as you lift open the chest for a little extension. And come to center. Again, reach that ball up. Find the connection of your arms to your back. And then side bend the other way first. And center. Bring that ball down and just open it up. Feeling that just openness of the spine. Reaching the ball up, pressing it into your head. As you push into your head, really lift tall, and we're going to just twist and twist. Feeling yourself just growing taller as you twist. Good. Come to center, push that ball up, take it back down to the floor, and roll it out. Stretch it here, find that release, and then just roll back and sit it back and roll up. Good. All right, so we're going to have the seat on the ball now. So as you have a seat, you're just going to kind of walk yourself forward until your low back is in that ball. All right. So now as it's in the ball, you're just kind of feeling the back of your pelvis on the ball. Feel your abs pulling in to your spine, into that ball. You're going to interlace your fingertips and take your hands behind your head and really place the weight of your head into your hands. All right. And we're going to take our body over the ball, but only as far as is comfortable for you. Use that ball as a guideline and a support. And then all you're going to do is come up and find your neutral spine. So nice kind of long back. Inhale, you take it up and over. Keep the back of your pelvis on the ball. And exhale, bring it back to just that long line. Inhale it back. And exhale it up. 2 more. Trying not to yank the hands on the head, really using the abdominals to help lift the head and chest. Now we're going to stop at that long line. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, come into your flexion. Inhale to that long line. Exhale, flexion. And you're not trying to flex and compress in. You want to really find the longest flexion you can. So keep the weight of the head in the hands and feel like your body like an arc up and over. One more time. Now we're going to go all the way back into extension on an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to come up through that long back into your flexion. Okay. Good. Try 3 more of these, really finding the stretch over that ball. What I love about the ball is it allows you to get longer shapes in your spine. So as you go over, really feeling sort of the back of your pelvis anchored as you stretch your spine up and over and reach out of the head. And we'll do 1 more here. And then as you come up, keep coming and then just drop your hips down to the floor and get your legs a little bit wider. So now we're really kind of just pressing the hips to the floor, getting that stretch, and then push on the legs. Take your body over, stretch your arms up and over your head and take the shape of that ball. Anchor your heels into the floor. Feel the backs of your hips working. The arms stay on your back and you're just stretching the backs of your hands towards the floor. And notice how that helps open the chest. Feeling the back of your pelvis on your ball, reaching through your tail. And then we start to bend the knees. Take your hands behind the head and bring it down to the floor. Good job. Okay, so from here, we're just going to take our legs onto the ball. And I want you to bend your knees to a 90-degree angle. All right, and then what you're going to do is just find the back of your pelvis, anchor it on the mat. And then you're going to push your heels into the ball and see if you can feel your seat, sort of where the seat meets the hamstrings. The hamstrings, can you feel them activate? And then release. And again, activate and release. 1 more time. Activate, feeling the seat working as well as the outer hips, and release. Bring the feet flat on the ball with a little heel together, toe apart, and you're just going to press the legs out and pull them back in. And see if you can feel the power of your pelvis here. Wrap and squeeze the thighs, get out of those knees. Really find the power in your center. 2 more. Feeling the anchoring of your bones, the back of the pelvis, the shoulder blades, the head, all on the mat. Stretching your legs out. Let's keep the legs out there as you wrap and squeeze. Do you feel that wrap and squeeze from the hips? All right, and then I want you to just lift and hover your seat. So it hasn't tucked. You're just sort of lifting it and let it hover about, 1 inch or a little less off the floor. Now you're going to do the same motion, but you now have a little lift of the pelvis. So hopefully that allows you to feel sort of the power of the hips and pelvis. Anchor those arms. Now I want you to hold your legs out there. Keep sort of the hips elevated like that. They're not lifting all the way. You're just hovering them, okay? And I want you to put pressure into your right heel. And as you do that, do you feel the right seat hamstring connection? Okay, and then release, and then the other side. Try not to move the ball. It might move a little bit, that's fine. Anchor the backs of your arms and just switch, pressing from foot to foot without moving or shifting your body. You're just trying to activate the back of those leg muscles, warming them up, saying, hello, work for me, because they won't automatically work unless you intentionally put work into them. Okay, now both legs together, drop your pelvis down and bend your knees in. Let's go back to that first pose that we were in, where you're digging your heels into the mat or into the ball. So dig in, probably feel your hamstrings a lot more now, right? They're like hopefully feeling like they're connected to the rest of your body. All right, now really anchor the arms and we're gonna lift, kind of press into the heels to help roll the booty up. And then we roll it back down, trying to keep that ball steady. So we press the heels down to activate, and then we roll it up and down. Try not to press into the neck, just stay in that upper back. And we press and lift. And now stay there, keep that lift, and we're just gonna press the legs out. As you do, your pelvis sort of lowers a little bit. And then as you bend in, the pelvis lifts. We push out and lift. Press out. Keep your gaze up to the ceiling. Anchor those arms. Try not to tent those wrists, right? We want long arms, long wrists. Now bend in, lower down. Take the ball in between your ankles now. So we're going to kind of lift the ball, bend the knees into you. You have the sides of your ankles holding that ball. The feet are loose, okay? So you're going to feel those inner thighs working. Really anchor the back of the pelvis, the arms, the ribs. All right, we're going to reach those legs away at a high diagonal as you give that ball just a little squeeze from your inner ankles, and then we're going to bend it back in. Really find your posture here. No lifting of that upper back, right? We really want to stay anchored in the pelvis. Press, keeping the abdominals pulled in. Good, trying not to tent those wrists, right? Really anchoring the hands, the back of the arms. Good. And press it out. Good. Now keep those legs straight. Lift the ball up. Go ahead, lift your chest, and then just lower those legs with control down onto the floor. Your heels are together. Now, as your heels are together, anchor the heels down and wrap and squeeze those thighs. We're going to hold the ball in our palms, but really feel the connection into your back and center. Start to reach that ball back behind you. Again, it's very connected to the back and the center of your body. And we're going to start to lift the ball as we roll our body up and then stretch it up and over the legs and feet, feeling that stretch, really lifting the chest away from your thighs. And then we're going to go into a half roll back. So just roll back into your half roll back and then dive your body up and over as you go forward. Feeling yourself lift up and over. You're not collapsing. This is not about stretching forward, but more about lifting into the longest flexion over. Let's roll it back and hold it there. Lift that ball. So you're holding the ball with your back. Rotate to the right. Rotate to the left. Come to center. Stay right there. Now start to lift your arms up, and they're so attached to your back that you're going to feel your center supporting you. Keep reaching that ball back behind you as you pull your waistband back, take it back, and reach it back behind you. Roll it up, dive it forward over, and then we're going to roll it back. Good, and up and over as you roll it forward. And roll it back, and forward. Good. Roll it back. Let's stay here. Elevate that ball off your thighs. Rotate the other way first. Try not to move the pelvis with you. Really just make this about the waist. We come to center. Now reach that ball up and then start to roll back. But let's just roll back an inch. Keep your heels down on the floor. Come back up that inch. We go back an inch. We come up the inch. Squeeze those hips together and the heels. Back an inch. Up an inch. Now let's go and lift the ball higher as we roll it back with control and reach it back behind you. Arms come up. We dive our body up and over, stretch it forward, over those thighs. And now let's roll it back and we'll hold it there. Good. Now lift those arms up. Lift them up so they're a high diagonal. We're going to go back that inch again. And then go back up an inch. From the waistband, back an inch, up an inch. One more time, back an inch. Let's hold it back that inch and now lift the ball from there and roll it on back and stretch. Come on up, stretch it over those legs. Now we're going to stay over those legs. All right, make sure you're holding the ball in between both hands so you can activate your upper arms and back. And we're going to lift the ball off the feet. And then I want you to kind of stretch the ball up by your ears and really try to elongate your spine here. So you're sort of really at a reach and a lean forward. Press the ball back behind you, find those back muscles, and then lift it right on top of your body. And then place the ball on your head. And I want you to anchor your sitting bones and really lift tall into that ball. The crown of your head reaches into that ball as you feel your sitting bones anchor. So we really want to get that opposition. Feel the opposition. And now push the ball up over your head. Drop it down towards your thighs and dive it over again. Lift the ball, hover it. Now start to lift the ball as you lengthen your spine into a diagonal. Really stretch into that diagonal. Your tailbone stays down. And now start to press the ball back behind you as you get right on top of the sitting bones. Find length here and feel how those arms can help you stretch taller. Push the ball into the head and really lift your powerhouse into that ball. Find more length. And then we push up from your back, from your belly. Start to lower the ball down and then just dive it forward. And then we just roll it on up through the spine and we're going to spin it over. Good job. All right, so we're going to do some extension work now. So with the extension, we're going to now use the support of the ball on the front of our body. So I just want you to kind of rest your pelvis onto the ball and let your body kind of just rest down. So the bulk of your weight is on your legs behind you, okay? So you want to really feel like your pelvis is more at the lower side of the ball so you can rest over your ball. We should feel length in that low back. It should feel pretty good. All right, and then take your hands onto the front of the ball so your elbows can rest down. Your inner elbows are resting on the ball. Now I want you to kind of reach long through your tailbone and see what happens. So as you reach your tailbone towards the floor, I want you to see what happens with your pelvis. So as I reach along through my tailbone, notice your pubic bone. Your pubic bone sort of presses into the ball, right? We're creating more length in the low back. Now release that and push the tailbone the other way. Right? You now flip the pelvis back. Now we're arching the back. So I want you to again reach the tailbone to the floor. Feel the pubic bone heavy on that ball. Picture your two hip bones and pull those hip bones towards your ribs. So now we're anchored with that pelvis. As you pull the hip bones towards the ribs, you're pulling your belly in. And you might notice your pubic bone pressing deeper into the ball to help support you and stabilize you. And you're going to continue to reach through the chest. So the chest reaches forward as your head reaches back. And then feel your tailbone pressing down to the floor. And then let your body rest over that ball. So it's the same thing that I do when we're lying on the mat, right? But now we have the ball, and the ball can help us get more mobility. So really feel what the pelvis is doing. Reach that tailbone towards the floor. Feel how that lengthens the low back so you can get more of a reach. And dive it. All right, we're going to do that one more time. Feel the chest pushing forward. Stretch into the longest extension that you can get. And then we let the body rest over, okay? We're now going to push our body forward, maybe just a smidge more. All right, not too much. We still have the bulk of the weight in our legs. All right, we're now going to come forward. And I want you to take your hands. If you need to support them on your ball, you can. Take the hands right underneath the forehead. And I want you to tuck the balls of your feet. So you're tucking your toes, so you're really resting on the balls of your feet. Feel your pubic bone anchoring into the ball as you reach long through the tailbone. We're going to start to lift our body up and find sort of like a dart position. All right. What is that pelvis doing? Really find the alignment there. Pick your belly up, pull your hip bones towards your ribs, and then your hands and forehead are pushing into each other. Try to reach through your chest a little bit. and then let the body go down. And again, we come up, find that alignment, and you're reaching long through the tail, and the chest is reaching forward. Your elbows stay wide. Let's come up. We're going to hold it here. Good. And then just give yourself a little rotation. Come back to center. Rotate the other way. We're trying not to really rotate the ball here. Just trying to one elbow down, one elbow up. One more time. One elbow down, one elbow up. Can't say it. And then come to center. Good. All right. So now we're going to go forward even more. I might have to adjust so I don't lose the camera, but I think I'm all right here. All right, so now we come forward. So now we have a little bit more of our weight on our hands. I am going to come forward a little bit so I don't lose the camera here. All right, so you are holding here, and now your pelvis is on top of the ball. All right, I want you to let your knees come apart and find your heels here. I'm just going to make sure my whole pelvis is on that ball. Okay, so now widen your fingers and really push into your fingertips here. So feel how that can alleviate your wrists, get into your back muscles, and then find your heels and connect them. Push your tailbone long and notice what that does. It's going to elongate your low back, anchor the pubic bone, and it might get a little bit more seat muscles involved. So as you push the tail long, you're lifting your belly up, like your hip bones are pulling to your ribs, so nothing like has changed. So we're still doing that same sensation, but we're just straighter. Now, as you squeeze the heels, find the seat, reach through the tailbone longer, and start to lift the heels up towards the sky and then down. It's only like an inch movement. If you overdo it, what tends to happen is you arch the back, right? Keep that tailbone almost like it's tucking under. It's not going to because the ball will stop it from tucking. But feel that sensation so you don't go into the low back. Really squeeze the heels, press long through the tail, press through the fingertips. Good job. And squeeze. 2 more. 2 and 1. Good. And now I'm going to walk forward even more. You're definitely going to lose me, I think. If you can walk forward even more, I think you're going to lose me, so I'm going to stay right here. But you can walk until you're on your ankles if you want. All right. If you're on your ankles, it's harder. If you're on your knees, it's easier. So we're just going to try a few push-ups here. So widen the fingertips, push into the fingertips, and we're going to let the elbows bend towards the back of the room, and then we push up. Inhale down, exhale, push up. Good. Down and up. Really staying long. You're staying true to that pelvis. You've been working that alignment this entire time. 2 more times for 2 and 1. And now kind of pull your belly in, pull the ball in, and then press it out and find that plank. Pull and reach. 1 more. Pull and reach and walk back over that ball. And then let's get a shirt coming up. Live workout. Got to make sure it's not going all the way up. All right. So we come back, and now I just want you to let your body press over the ball. So now I want you, it wasn't that elegant because I pushed back, but let your body rest over the ball. Let your head dangle, your feet dangle, and you can sort of just roll into this as you let that low back release. Good. Good. All right. When you're ready, come back up. Okay, and now we have our side bends. We haven't really done anything on our side yet. So you'll notice we flexed the spine, we extended the spine, we twisted the spine, and we've done a lot of long back. Now we need to do some side work, okay? So I want you to get that ball on your side here, all right? And then as you anchor the knees and the feet, feel the tailbone pressing down to the floor and your hip bones pulling up to the chest. And I just want you to press down on the ball a few times. And as you press down, you're pressing down from your back muscles. Okay. Now hold it down, engage the back muscles as you lift your opposite arm. And now we're going to lift our body up and over. And because of the spinal movement is why the ball rolls. All right. This bottom arm is just an anchor. The arm stays on your back. And then we bring it back up. Pelvis doesn't move. Up and over. So the pelvis, what is going on? It's reaching long through the tail, just like when we were on the ball, right? Pubic bone pressing forward, tail down. Same alignment as we're on our knees. We just don't have the ball in front of us. And again, up and over and up. One more time, take it up and over. Let's hold it up and over, feeling that stretch. And then you're just going to rotate your chest towards the ball. You're going to come back up to center and bring it in. Let the ball rest on your thigh. Stretch your opposite leg out, okay? So it's like an anchor. And then we're going to take our body up and over this ball. You're going to gauge what feels right, okay? So I'm taking it over. The ball is now supporting my waist. Hands on that ball to help stabilize. This opposite leg is reaching long. Now I want you to reach that leg long and hold it up so it's like parallel with the floor. You're pushing your hands into the ball to stabilize your back muscles, to find your belly. Bottom leg is anchored, and we're just going to tap this foot down and lift it up. Tap and lift. Good. Tap and lift. Really feeling the reach of that leg away from your center. Let's lift. Lift. 2 more. We got 2, and now I want you to hold it up there for 1. As you hold it there, flex through the foot and really reach through the heel. We're going to kick that leg forward without letting the ball move, and then point it back. Kick forward, point back. Try to stay stable where you are. You got 5 of these, and reach. 2 more for 2, and for 1. Good, and then come to center and rest that leg down. Take your body up and over and feel that stretch over the ball. Good, come on up, and let's switch our sides. All right, so you're going to press your arm down and find your back muscles. As you push, find your back. And as you do that, you're aligning your pelvis. So tail down, hip bones up, feet anchored, just feeling really strong. And as you push in that ball, you're also finding your belly muscles. Okay, so let's push down and hold that. Arm comes up. Lift your spine up and over. And that spinal movement is what lets the ball reach. And then we come back up. Your pelvis and knees don't move. Really isolating it into spinal movement, because the key is we want a nice juicy spine, right? So we got to get movement in it in all directions. Stretch it over. One more time. Stretch it over, hold that, and then just rotate your chest towards the ball. Come back to center and roll it up as you take the ball into your thigh and stretch the opposite leg long. All right, we're going to take our hip over that ball, take our spine over the ball, and you're going to hold your hands here so to help stabilize, so you can find your back, you can find your belly. Reach the top leg long as you lift it about parallel to the floor. Hold this, really reach long through your spine. We tap down, we lift. Good, and lift. Doing great. And lift. 3 more here for 3 and 2. Hold it up there on 1. Really reach it long. Flex the foot and reach through the heel. We're going to kick that leg forward, and you're going to try to keep it parallel with the floor the entire time. We kick forward, we pull back, and try not to roll forward and back on that ball. Keep yourself where you are. 2 more. Long leg. Good. Come to center, drop that leg down, stretch your body up and over. Take the shape of that ball. Good. And then we come on up. Good job. All right, so I'm actually going to do what we did in the beginning, see how we feel. All right, so stretching up and over. You can do this standing too, like you did in the beginning. Stretch over. How does your spine feel? Mine feels much juicier. Lift it up. Side bend. Are the arms attached to your back? Is your spine moving with your body? Bring it down. Open into extension. Come to center. I'm going to stand up because I always like to end standing. So let's see how we feel right here. I know my head is missing, but just sort of stand here Take a couple of deep breaths and center yourself. And you did it. Good job. How do you feel? So there you have it, a little ball workout. You can see though, right? You can't cheat with the ball. You have to work through it. But again, as I said, the more that you do this routine, the more then you can anticipate what's coming and you can really get into the connection of all of the movements. And if you like to work out like this, just let me know and I'll do more ball workouts for you. If you want to see other props, just let me know in the comments and we'll do those as well. And again, if you want to try that 5 days of Pilates with me, just head on over to balancetothecore.com. The link is also in the description below, but it's just 5 days of really repeating and getting into the nitty gritty connection of the center of your body. And you really do feel so powerful by the end of those 5 days. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the mat. Take care. Woo.